Welcome to the Plant-Based Morning Show. I say good morning, but it's actually the afternoon on the East Coast where Doug and I are, where we always do this show from almost all the time, almost every single episode, 99% of episodes. But it is morning in the East Coast or on the West Coast and the mountains and not the Central anymore. But anyway, Doug, how are you doing? Looks like it's just me and you today. No Isabel.
Riveting content here, Matt.
What first minute of the show is. It is the best content
what a great
in
intro.
radio. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Good. How are things going for you?
They're going okay. I feel like I've taken a little bit of a health backslide, actually, compared to the last couple of days. I was on the mins, and I'm just feeling really tired and groggy today. So I don't know. I'm not sure what's going on. Yeah.
You know, I got like a second wave of illness. I was better. I wouldn't say illness. I was better from my thing where I really didn't feel good for like 2 days, and then yesterday I got like sniffly nose and stuff again, and just didn't feel right. So maybe we have the same thing.
Maybe so.
Same pattern.
Even though we haven't hung out in years, could be the same thing.
Yeah, that's right. It literally has been years, hasn't it? Since our Mexico summer trip. Is that really the last time we saw each other?
I think the last time I saw you was in Mexico on a team trip. Which is so wild. Yeah,
that is funny. All right. Well, is what it is.
That's right. That's right.
All right. Let's see who's here today. I don't have the comments open yet. Danielle P. Helen DeGennaro. Helen, you gotta tell me how to pronounce your name. I never really get it right or feel confident in it. Even though I usually feel pretty confident in my, Romance language pronunciation. I can usually nail the vowel sounds at least. But I don't know. Yours just throws me off with where the emphasis is. So anyway, I know you're the Athletic Brewing hookup. And Bianca's here, our other Friday regular. Good to see you, Bianca. Like Rio. Helen.
DeGennaro. Oh, man.
It doesn't help me. Like
no.
Rio.
No, it doesn't.
All right. Well, give me something that rhymes with. Okay. Anyway, on to the content. What's up, Doug?
Anything fun going on? More soccer?
Well, my daughter's birthday is coming up. So my mom is coming to visit this weekend. That will be nice. She'll be here this afternoon. And soccer tournament. Yeah, my son is away. He's in Atlanta down for his soccer, so he's not here with us. But no, just nothing. It's just this is it. This is how it always is. But we're at the very end. Like this is the last soccer weekend for my daughter, and then my son has 2 more games. But like it's things open up soon, which is amazing.
I'm really off for the summer, or is there summer league?
They'll have plenty of stuff to do, but it's just different. It's just right now. It's like practice every single weeknight, and then every weekend, usually 2 game days up early. So I'm kind of feeling the burnout. I'm ready for that to be done, as you might imagine.
I kicked the soccer ball a little bit yesterday. I went. Went into our indoor soccer stadium to. I don't know if you call it a stadium, arena. What was that? I
know that place. Great place.
Yeah.
Is it? What's that place? It's not Grey Eagle, is it?
Grey Eagle, yeah.
It is called Grey Eagle. Okay. They fixed that place up yet?
A little bit. We're in the process of doing, which is why I was there. I was checking on some progress, but kicked the soccer ball around a little bit with one of the Parks and Rec department people.
Nice.
And,
good.
It was kind of fun playing inside. I've never played indoor soccer before, so.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is fun, especially if you've never done it. It's just a fun vibe in there.
Yeah.
You get the DJ to crank some Dave Matthews or something for you guys.
Dave Matthews.
Pick it up. I don't know. Little Andy Bernard in Office skates around a rink with Dave Matthews.
Okay. An Office reference.
I just figured, I don't know, middle-aged white dude sounds like we'll be up your alley.
Yeah, absolutely. I've never been a big Dave fan, actually.
I really wasn't either. I had an appreciation for it. Everyone said they were amazing musicians, and you could tell that they were really good. But other than a couple songs, it just never like really grabbed me.
Right. Same here.
Yeah. All right, good. Well, this is our Friday show, so it's a little, it's still the plant-based morning show basically, but we try to make it a little bit more about fitness because it's kind of also No Meat Athlete Radio. So we have a couple little fitness things, but then just a few headlines. There's not much, which is good. I mean, it works out. There's not typically a lot of new news on Friday as far as the plant-based world goes. But you mentioned a couple of things that you've got to bring up, so let's get into that and we'll see where it goes.
Yeah, I've got a couple things that people might want to follow along with. Jeffrey Benny of Once Is Enough fame, and
Yep.
also No Meat Athlete Radio fame and Plant Based Morning Show fame. One of our
That's right.
first
When we were, you say it,
guests
Doug.
at Plant Based Morning Show when we were still a Twitter show for a couple
I
weeks.
know. That was the great thing about that Twitter format is you could tag people as you were talking about them, and they would be notified, and then they might just hop right on.
Which is what
And
happened. That's exactly what happened
yeah,
with
it was
Jeff.
awesome. And he was in a yurt in Colorado or something doing the
Yeah,
Trans Rockies. Or something.
that's right.
That is amazing. That's what we need on this format. It's just there's no vegan people on Twitter anymore. It seems so. Not going to happen. But YouTube needs that.
But anyway, Jeffrey is hiking the Pacific Coast Trail (PCT), which is 2,650-ish miles, I believe, from Mexico to Canada.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm really fascinated by this. He's gonna, I mean, I think that in these remote areas, I don't know how much kind of daily vlogging you can do, but he's gonna post stories and stuff along his update or with updates on this 5-month hike. And I'm just really excited because I have always been drawn to those really long distance hikes. I came pretty close to doing the AT one year. And the Appalachian Trail, which would be my first choice over the PCT, just because of the connections, local connections, hiking that trail a lot throughout my life. But I don't know. I'm just like super fascinated by the idea of these multi-month long hikes. And Jeffrey is such a funny guy and such an interesting character. And so I'm just really excited to see how he does throughout all this. He's, I think, a weekend and maybe 100 miles or so.
Wow. And when someone hikes the PCT, are they typically running it like Scott Jurek did when he did the Appalachian Trail, like trying to go fast, or they just mosey along?
No, I think they mosey along, like 12 to 15 miles a day kind of thing.
Because PCT demands that? Like, it's just different terrain than Appalachian, or that's just what most people do? And Scott Jurek is a freak, so he runs it.
Yeah, I think Scott Jurek was chasing a fastest own time. It was a freak thing that, and he was supported. He had a support van. Jeff's carrying all his own stuff. And I think most people who do either of those trails are doing it as a hike, not leisure by any means, but, not trying to set records. So they're going 10 to 20 miles a day.
Yeah, right. Mm-hmm. And why would one do that? Like what are you looking to get at it? How long does it take? How many weeks?
5 months.
Oh my God. That's crazy.
Yeah,
why would someone want to do that? Like what's the I guess when you're done, you feel like you've accomplished something very special?
You have accomplished something very special for sure. I don't know. I mean, how amazing would it be to really kind of, for 5 months of your life, have the only reason you're really waking up in the morning, the only thing you have to accomplish is just moving forward down the trail, and I'm sure, he's his job, I think, is social media now. So, and that presence. So I think like he's documenting it. So I'm sure that, there's a little pressure to do that kind of thing. It's a little bit for work, but, I don't know. I think just the simplicity of being out on a trail for months and months and getting back to, carrying everything on your person. That's super appealing to me. Like I said, the AT always drew me in, and I wouldn't have run it. It would have been a hike. So it doesn't take quite as long, but I think it's like about 4 months for most people.
Wouldn't you, after about the third day, just die of boredom and say, this is the same thing, and I have now 4 months and 27 days left of it? Like that seems like a prison sentence.
Don't think I would. I'm sure that there would be highs and lows, no doubt about it, right? I mean, there'd be really uncomfortable days. Like, what am I doing out here? And other days when it's just incredibly beautiful. And probably after that first few days, when reality sets in and you're like, wow, like I have to sleep on the ground for the next 4 months, that's gonna, like, there has to be an initial like dip there right at the very beginning. But I don't know. I really think I would enjoy it.
Mm-hmm. Good. Cool. Good.
I mean, you've always been drawn to the running across America.
Well, I was at one time. I think that'd be okay because I'm not a trail person Like if I know I could go different cities and stop in different restaurants and see different places. I don't know. I think I could enjoy that, and I'd like that aspect of running across the country. But I don't feel like you would get much of that on a trail. I mean, you don't go to restaurants and stuff, do you?
I mean, there's like trail towns that you pass through and that kind of thing. So where you're refueling at the grocery store and stopping at cafes and stuff. But
Right.
I think most time you're not. I mean, definitely not every meal, but even most days. I think it's every couple of days you might hike through one of these.
Right. Yeah. So there's the difference. I think that. I don't know. To me, if I've seen one trail, I've seen them all, and that's I think probably a very different attitude from you and Vinny and anyone else who would do this. So America seems like a great variety of things you get to see in different parts of the country, but trail, just the whole same trail, just all that time. I don't know.
I mean, but think of the diversity though. When you're starting in the desert of the Southern America, like Southwest America, and then ending up in the Canadian border and hiking through Washington State.
That'd be cool. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Not bad.
The other update I had, which I thought was actually starting this week, but it turns out it's not starting until Monday, is last year I talked quite a bit about, we did some daily check-ins on Andrew Glaze, who is another Instagram famous, another social media famous vegan athlete, as he ran the Cocadonia 250 miler.
Yes, I remember that.
And that starts again on Monday, and he's running it again. So
did he do pretty well?
So
that'll
be fun. I'll be tracking that next week.
Did he do fairly well? Is that what we were talking about last time?
Maybe like top third or something. I mean, he wasn't.
Right.
No, just because it was just so wild that someone was running 250 miles.
That still is wild. Amazing that anyone would do that. Okay, but that hasn't started yet. That's Monday.
Yep, that starts Monday. So we'll be following that along next week.
I followed his Instagram for a minute. Wasn't a great follow. I got off pretty quickly. It was a lot of all about me content. It was a little too. I don't know. It was okay, but it was just not my kind of thing. It wasn't Tony P, which is all about the P hive. What was that sound? Did you leave us?
Hey, I'm back. I don't know what happened.
No, we lost you.
Something about the P hive. I heard P hive.
Yeah, I said that the Andrew Glaze was like a lot of content about him, whereas the Tony P content is all about the P hive, and that's why it's much more interesting to me. A lot of interaction in the comments. It's just a fun scene. Anyway,
like your fits.
yeah. I don't watch the actual videos. I often will go to Tony P, not even watch the video, and just go right to the comments and just read them for the laughs. I don't need to see whatever the content is. It's just not very good at all. But the comments are hilarious, so that's what I go for. All right, I guess we'll do a little bit of weather report. Unless you got anything else there, Doug, in that department.
I don't. I'm having a lot of technical issues, so I'm sorry if there is issue. You let me know.
Okay. Well, we'll see. If we got to cut the show short, it's not the end of the world. Like there's just not that much. It's a slow day, like I said. So this is a relaxing kind of vibe. And if it doesn't work out and it's too much issues, then we can just end it. But hopefully we can avoid that, right?
All right.
Yeah.
Here we go. I mean, you're frozen for me, for example. Hopefully not for everybody else.
Yeah, I hope not. Does my thing look like it's okay? It looks like it. I don't know. Yeah. We'll see. Okay. Yeah. Well, let us know if you're having issues. By the way, Helen DeGenero is how she has she's phoneticized the name for us. DeGenero. So that works. All right. Here we go. Music up. Only two items today. One, following up on Donald Trump. Yesterday, we talked about Donald Trump yesterday and his pronunciation of the word vegan. He says vegan, like my grandmother probably would have had I gone vegan when she was alive. I wish I had the recording of that one on hand, or that should be added to my sound machine, actually. And I could play it like every day when we say vegan. I could just have Trump say vegan for us. Anyway,
a good sound machine would have that.
What?
A good sound machine would have that.
Definitely would.
Just be like,
yeah, and I think that my crappy one, probably I can cut out sounds and upload them and make a button out of it. That's a lot of effort. I need a good one where I just quickly put it in. Anyway, PETA had caught wind of that he said he wants to try this vegan food. He said, he's not into the vegan food, but in this case, he's going to try it because there's someone there who's in Milwaukee who, for whatever reason, he wants to curry favor with, I guess. But PETA heard about it, and they are sending Trump a bunch of vegan food, a hearty vegan gift basket, including Oreos. So he'll be surprised to see that those are vegan and probably say, wow, I didn't know Oreos were vegan. Vegan fish fillets, vegan chicken and burgers, vegan jerky, PETA's vegan starter kit. That will come in handy if he ever wants to make the switch. And the American Vegan Kitchen Cookbook. So Trump, I hope he's looking out for his package. I hope he alerts the handlers to prioritize that stuff and get it to him so that he can just eat the food that someone has sent him, which I'm sure he just does all the time. Is just eats random foods that arrive at his Mar-a-Lago or whatever.
What do you think the chances are that he will ever hear about this?
Even hear about it? Yeah, I don't know, because I mean, this wouldn't nearly rise to the level of like his people telling him this is in the news today. Would it? I mean, how many bits of news can there be in a day? I know there's the same news said over and over, but like, how many different things come up in a day about him that they might say?
He's literally spending his entire day in the courtroom today. I cannot imagine that they're focused on that.
He's probably an efficient. He's a businessman. He probably has a people who can get him. He probably gets a bullet list of each topic headline.
Okay,
and maybe one of those
fair enough.
to do this.
Yeah, I'm sure that he does. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, if I were him, I would try it. He likes burgers and know.
If I were him, I wouldn't try it because I would be terrified if I was famous like that, or if I was Biden. I wouldn't eat any food unless I made it myself, grew it myself, and knew exactly where it came from. Because I'd be worried about poisoning in the name. I mean, there's no way.
Even if it's packaged.
What?
Even if it's packaged.
Oh, I'd still be really concerned about that. Yeah, I'd have one of those assistants who eats the food first and makes sure it's safe, like the king.
Would that be me?
I mean, there's no way he eats anything anyone sends him, right? You just can't.
No. Well, I mean, I have no idea. He definitely goes to restaurants and stuff. People serving food.
I thought about that too. As I was reading, as I thought about him going to the vegan restaurant in Milwaukee, I thought, he's any old vegan chef in there could want to kill Trump and poison his food. So I guess he just got to live with the risk, or maybe he has his people go observe and make sure it's all good as it's happening.
Mm-hmm. I'm picturing you becoming super famous, to where you feel like your life is in danger, and me continuing to work with you, and all of a sudden you start inviting me over for dinner all the time.
We start seeing each other.
Just to have me eat things, and you don't tell me that that's why you're doing it. I can see that actually happening. Somehow we start hanging out all the time, and I'm like, man, this is great. And turns out you're just having me eat the food first, just to make sure it's safe.
Being polite, yeah.
Yeah.
That is funny. All right, so there's that's the Trump news. The other news, we also talked about Walmart yesterday. So 2 follow-ups in a row. Yesterday we talked about Walmart and their new food line, which may or may not actually be entirely plant-based. I didn't read the details on plant-based news today, but they had an article about it, and their phrasing sounded like the whole line of foods is plant-based. They say Walmart's new own label, Better Goods, offers a growing range of vegan products. And they said unveils low price plant-based range. I'm still guessing they're not all vegan. Yeah, they're not all vegan, but it does have a lot of vegan items. Anyway, the news is unrelated to that, but it is related to Walmart, and it is that a TikToker has uploaded a video of her getting butter, a non-vegan item, not part of the Better Goods line or whatever, Great Value line. It says clearly $2.26 for the 2-pack. She goes to the register, ready to check it out, $1.97. No, she pays $2.26. Price is $1.97 on the sticker. So she pays extra 29 cents. She's outraged. She puts it on TikTok. A lot of people rush to say that they have also had the same problem. And people are saying Walmart, purely for profit, they're saying, is gouging, tricking people like this. Are you believing that, Doug?
Profit Mart. I mean, I think that this happens all the time in all kinds of places. It's happened to me before, and I've called them out and gotten it for some places they give it to you for free.
Yeah.
If you find the issue. I mean, I think that just like that the systems, when you have tens of thousands of items that a Walmart shelf does, like sometimes things don't get updated in the system properly.
Yeah.
That's my guess of what's happening. Does it happen more at Walmart? I can't say. I don't know. But
Right. Yeah.
but I
I've done
mean,
the same thing. It is often worth bringing it up because you will often get the thing free. I've gotten some bottles of wine for free when they were supposed to be, they're supposed to be, well, if I were to spend $7 on wine, they were supposed to be $7, and the real price came out to be 15 or something, and it ended up being free wine. Not that I'd ever drink $7 wine, Doug. I'd do much more expensive than that, of course.
Yeah, right. It's funny because every time you make me drink a glass of wine, it's $7. Take a sip at first. One time for my wedding. Oh man, this was like I mean, it was the honest, right thing to do, but I kicked myself for it for a long time, which was I bought the champagne. We bought all the alcohol and brought it to the venue.
Mm-hmm.
Bought the champagne. It was like cases of champagne, and when they brought the whole box up and set it up, it was like 5 boxes or something like that, and they scanned each one and it just rang up one bottle, and so like 5 cases of wine came out to the price of 5 bottles of this champagne.
Right.
And the checkout lady didn't notice, and I was like, oh my god, what do I do, what do I do? What do I do? And I ended up being honest, and which was the right thing to do. Of course I'm gonna do that, but but yeah, I mean, it was a $500 difference or something.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been in that situation a lot, and I usually will do what you did, and then you're kind of hoping that they say, well, you know what, you were honest, we're just going to give it to you for the price that you said, and then you get the best of both worlds.
Exactly. Yeah.
Once I got a couch from IKEA, and I like canceled the order or something, and somehow I got a couch anyway, but canceled that order, got the refund, and then they still delivered the couch like a week later, and it was like, now I got this huge couch, and I got to coordinate that, and I thought, they're IKEA. They don't want to deal with coming to pick up a couch. And for me to coordinate the pickup of that thing is going to be awful. So then what do you do with a couch that you have in your house? You're just not going to use a second couch. There's no room for a second couch. Return it to IKEA is what I did. Return it to IKEA.
You took it back?
Somehow I think I used the receipt that I had from the couch I bought.
Oh, you returned it and got a refund.
I mean, what else are you going to do?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
I don't know. So, because I'm not going to destroy a couch or just leave it in my garage.
No.
So I don't know. Didn't know about that one.
I don't know if this is a hack because I'm not encouraging people to do this, but this has happened to us several times where you order furniture online and you get it delivered and it comes out damaged or something like that, and with like the box, the corner of one piece of it is damaged. So the whole thing isn't totally damaged, usable piece of furniture. But it's not right. And so you want a refund or you want an exchange. And several times we have asked for replacement and they just like, keep it, donate it, we'll send you a new one. And you end up with 2 pieces of furniture, or you cancel it and get it for free. You're muted, I think.
Sorry, big noise outside. I said the dishonest thing to do there, which wouldn't even occur to me, would be to do that little bit of damage yourself or claim that little bit of damage yourself.
No, I would never do that. That would be totally dishonest. That
would be very terrible. Speaking of Walmart again, my weight set that Aaron got me they gave me way too many heavy weights, not any more than I'd ever lift in my life. And I called them to return them. Actually, Aaron did. And they said, we're not going to pick up 280 pounds of weight. And then so they said, you just keep that. So that was good. And then you get the free ones replacement. So anyway, good. Companies are good when they don't want to deal with the hassle of returns. Proves that people are still good.
I mean, it can be really expensive, like the couch, the furniture, weights, like that can be a really expensive return on the company side.
Yeah, for sure. All right, there we go. So there's Walmart. The reason people are saying, I don't know if Walmart themselves has defended, but other people who've worked in grocery stores and things said this happens all the time. It's just when the price changes, they don't get to the labels in time or whatever. It's a big, complicated organization. Doesn't always get handled as smoothly. I highly doubt Walmart cares about making 20 more cents on butter at the cost of upsetting customers. That would just be really dumb.
No.
All right, good. So there's your weather report. Very short, as promised today. And the only story we've got today is also, this will be, kind of quick too. So we'll be done early today. But, there's a couple of things I thought were funny about this. The headline is from Business Insider. I'm a 63-year-old ultra runner. I eat gut-friendly foods and wake up between 4 and 5 a.m. And the headline in Google, I think, said 63-year-old vegan. Oh, 63-year-old ultra runner eats a plant-based diet, which reminded me of when CNN did that article on me and my family. And I was kind of embarrassed about sharing it. Like, it was just because literally the headline was vegan guy runs ultramarathon. Like, that was the focus of the show. And this was like 2019 when tons of vegans ran ultramarathons, and it was nothing at all. They didn't talk about the website, I don't think much. They didn't talk about anything that would like be unique about me. It was just, how did you run this ultramarathon? What did you do? And it was on CNN, some little segment. It was just goofy. It just felt very weird. This feels like that article. I don't know how this guy managed to get his story told. And this feels like a time capsule situation, because this is the things you read in 2016, 2015, when A, not that many people were vegan yet, and B, it was still cool to do this and be vegan. So I wonder if this guy hasn't gotten word that it's not cool anymore to be a vegan ultra runner. I mean, it had its day and it was cool, but it's sort of just, I don't know. It's not what you lead with.
What does that mean?
I mean, like I said, not what you lead with when you're at a party. You've said it yourself. You're not going to say, "Hey, I'm
That's
vegan."
true. That's true. I don't lead with that when I'm at a party. Now I lead with
this guy does.
The daily podcaster. That's what I lead with now. I'm a podcaster. What do you do?
I still think vegan ultra running is cool, by the way, for the record. I'm not saying that I don't. I'm just saying it has lost favor with the masses, from what I can tell. I also thought it was funny. This guy, it's a story. This as told to essay is based on a conversation with John Salton, a 63-year-old vegan ultra runner from Bright, Australia. And then it has been edited for length and clarity. And so when I thought that he wrote this, I just kind of chuckled out of that, because I imagined the original version of this thing, just because he's into all these kind of weird things, breathing and the probiotic foods and water and sleeping and all these things that just very, very wholesome, like good, probably good, generally good advice. But I just have a feeling if there was an original version of this article, it was 25 pages long and full of ramblings. But anyway. And I also wondered if this guy knows No Meat Athlete. We may have turned him onto this.
We could have. I mean, this is an article that could have been on No Meat Athlete.
Definitely, yeah. If he would have used the marathon roadmap, this would be an article on there promoting that product for sure. Anyway, he started running 10 years ago. So right, heyday No Meat Athlete. This guy definitely knows No Meat Athlete, Doug, and has definitely heard the No Meat Athlete podcast. Maybe he will even join us on a show and prove me wrong that. People who like this guy, can have good, coherent thoughts about this and not be one sort of wacky and just going off the deep end with stuff. Is that fair to say?
Yeah.
Okay. But I feel good. Reading it, I felt good. I think this is it's nice that people are still out there doing this. He says when he wakes up each day, he makes more intentional choices. It starts with the way he breathes, the water he drinks, the food he eats. He says he focuses on his breathing. Oh, he thinks about the why behind things, the why behind his food and these other actions, why he's breathing, why he's doing all these things. Focuses on his breath. He's got a serious breath work thing. It's a 2-1 method. 2 breaths in through the nose with your tongue on the roof of your mouth. Sounds like meditation posture as far as your mouth goes. And 1 exhale out through the mouth. Do it in timing with my elbows. So that's good. You get an odd number. Odd is good because then the ends start on alternating sides, and you don't develop weird, biases.
This is like
so that's
Bud
cool.
Coates philosophy right here.
This is exactly that.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I only knew the chi running. I know you were always a big Bud Coates fan. The chi running was, I think, 3-2.
Original No Meat Athlete radio listeners will know that was an ongoing joke for years. That I was the Bud Coates' biggest fan.
You interviewed him on your podcast, I think, didn't you? Special Rock Creek Runner.
Exclusive. Yeah. That's right. Yeah.
Running on Air, whatever that book was called. I think we saw a talk by him too, right? Yes, you got inside access to him.
Yeah, we got to meet him. hang out
runs
with him.
it. Yeah, those were the good old days. All right. Anyway, that's first gear. Second gear is breathing at a 3-2 count. Now, this is the chi running breathing that I know of. And then finally, third gear, 4-3 breath. So I guess, Doug, you might know this. Like, is the higher gears is for when you're trying to go faster? First gear is for a terrain that's technical and demanding.
Yeah, like if you're driving a car, on the highway,
First,
when you don't have to work very hard, you put it in a higher gear. But if you're working really hard going up a big hill, then you put it in a lower gear.
Okay, so you can afford to take 4 counts of in breath on an open road where you just
you're
sort
just
of
cruising.
Yeah, right. Okay, that makes sense. I mean, I know I'm making fun of this stuff a little bit, and not this guy, but the stereotype of this sort of person is what I'm making fun of. But I love this. I think this is great. I've been, what's the word? Enraptured. I don't know. I've been just all about these things. You go down a little rabbit hole, and I say the rest of my life is gonna be about the way I breathe when I run. Like, this is gonna change everything for me, and this is gonna put me in touch with nature and myself and why I'm running and all this stuff. And it's great. And it sounds like this guy is living this, and he does so with water. He adds a pinch of Celtic sea salt to every liter of spring water he drinks. Every liter, Doug, he does that.
Wow.
It's organic.
So 10 years later, you are going to become the newest Bud Coates fan? Is that what I'm hearing?
No, but I aspire, first of all, 20 years from now, Doug, is when I would be 63, not 10. And if I do, I hope I am living as joyously as this guy appears to be at that age. Carefree, just in touch with things. The picture shows him at a campground picnic table. Looks like he might live in a camper. I wouldn't do that, I don't think. But he looks like a happy person outside, not on his phone, not doing crypto trading. He's just living life like a human. And we need this. I mean, we need a lot more of this. So this is what I hope. I hope whatever has happened happens between now and then, some sort of great reset, and we're all living this way by then.
Let's do it. Let's make it happen. No, we don't need a great reset. No,
right?
Take it back.
I mean, if you were retired, all you have to do is remove work from your life and have your kids grow up, and this is your life.
Oh, this would be the dream. Absolutely.
All right. So here's what he eats. We don't know anything about his credentials yet. I don't know how far he runs or what his times are or anything.
Well, he's about to run across Australia.
Oh, that's a serious runner.
Yeah.
Good. And a plant-based. We need more stories like this too. We need more people doing great things on plant-based diets that will change the tune, change the attitude. Because, like I said, it seems right now like it's just not the coolest thing. All right. He says, I'm 100% plant-based. I eat lots of vegetables. Before the run, he packs a lot of stuff: broccoli, lentils, and beans. Starts his day with a banana, avocado with tahini for the fat. I mean, we've been down this road. This is when you're in the zone, when you're doing this kind of stuff. Preparing this stuff, it sounds great, feels good, tastes good. Gets plenty of sleep, starts his day off, gets up at 4 or 5. So he's goes down, sleep with the sun and up with the sun. 8:30 to bed, 4 or 5 a.m. wake up. He does the 5 Tibetan rites. He may have found that from No Meat Athlete. Remember I put an article about that at one point?
Wow. I mean, he could be a No Meat Athlete's biggest fan.
Yeah. Now I hope he doesn't think that I was making fun of him. Because again, it's the stereotype that I'm just imagining.
I know, but this is awesome. 5 Tibetan rites. That was you. How long ago was that you did that?
That was like 2015 when I was doing that. And it was only a few months, but I learned about it from Brian Clark's newsletter Further. And it was these 5 like weird things, like spins and just kind of stretches, nothing hard. Take a little bit of effort in the morning, would take 10 minutes or something. And then the legend was someone who had done it for like a few years, came back and revisited someone he knew from his past, and they thought he'd gotten younger from doing it. And they said, this must be what it is. These 5 simple stretches, these 5 weird tricks is all it takes to do it. So I was all on board. Wrote an article about it. Anyway, starts his day with a warm shower followed by a cold shower. Get the lymph. He's into that. He's optimizing. After a light breakfast, all set for his run. Anyway, it ends there. But I mean, what's better than this? This is what you strive to be, I think.
Yeah. I mean, this is how I want to be 63 years old.
I mean, even if it's not this exact thing, I can only imagine how happy this guy is based on what he's talking about here. It just sounds like perfectly content. He's totally into this thing, whether you want to call it a hobby or his life. He's doing it. I don't know. I don't know why this struck me as worth talking about, but I mean, partly it's because there's nothing else today. But I just like, I don't know. I was moved by this. Oh, he eats gut-friendly foods. I skipped that. He eats miso. Longer the fermentation process, the more living culture in the miso. It just keeps getting better. The things he's saying. This is an article from 2012.
Do you eat a lot of miso, Matt? Do you eat a lot of miso?
I love miso. I don't really eat it that much. It's just I only use it when it's called for in a recipe, like some sort of vegan cheese thing. It's in a good vegan cheese cashew recipe that I sometimes make. It's in a few sauces. It's so salty and rich. I think that's umami flavor, and it's delicious. But I don't know when to eat it. When do you eat it?
No, I'm the same way. If I call for it, or if I'm at a place that has miso soup, then I'll get that. But man, I love it. I absolutely love it. I should. Yeah. I mean, can't you just use it as a broth in like a ramen dish kind of thing?
I would think so, and I would think miso soup is something we could make at home all the time. Probably just pour hot water in the miso and whisk it, and then put things in it, or don't.
Some tofu in there.
Yeah, and then you get some fermented foods. Vegan Stallion points out, problem with many fermented foods is the sodium content, and that's the thing. This stuff is extremely salty, but I mean, you would dilute it in the soup to the point where it's not like the soup is unpalatably salty. But yeah, that is a problem, and there are a few little links of fermented foods to cancers, maybe stomach cancer, which salt is also linked to. So that's not great, but many health benefits that come from it as well. So yeah, I don't know. It seems like people are in general into that, into fermented foods. But I mean, it's almost like he's living off the land. He's fermenting his own stuff. Well, actually, I don't know if he's fermenting his own stuff. He's eating fermented foods. But this is just feel good thing, and it's from 2012. This must have been from 2012, and they just reprinted it. That's just the only possible.
You're really struck by this article.
Remember I wrote that like 20 some weird things I do now that I'm vegan, and that was in 2012 exactly, because I just moved to Asheville.
Yeah.
This, I mean, if I pulled these things out of there,
this article.
Yeah, right. You can find those bullets exactly. Maybe he read that article, and that's when he got inspired. I'm taking too much credit. He probably found this from an entirely different source.
If you Google him, I just Googled him. He has another Business Insider article from March 2024 with the headline, "After my dad died of colon cancer, I went plant-based."
Oh, okay.
And became a distance runner.
Good, even better. Now there's a good reason to do it. Yeah, fantastic. Love it.
Yeah.
Highly positive story. All right.
Let's get him on the show.
I hope he joins us, because now I feel like he's going to think I was making fun of him, and I really wasn't. I was just, it was the stereotype again. All right. We got a new person here, Asperagua, who, well, there's a lot of stuff. Oh, you know what? I left the title of the show wrong. They said, how could vegan food be worse than meat? This is the third day in a row I've left that title up accidentally. That's not good. Yeah, good point. How could vegan food be worse than meat? It's because the processed vegan meats are what is worse than meat, according to one study, in only certain areas of health. But we can admit that there were some areas they did not perform as well as regular meat. And that's what that's about. But it's not vegan food. That's just what the media ran with that. That's the headlines, of course. Vegan food worse than meat. Because, of course, that's what they're going to do. Anyway, but then Asperagua says, should I start my own YouTube channel? I don't know. That's for you to decide. Certainly not a profitable decision if that's what you're looking to do. At least in our experience, has not been that. It's just been a fun.
It could be. Don't tell them that. It could be.
Maybe one day. Yeah. Or maybe it couldn't. Maybe it's too late. Maybe everyone has gathered up all the good niches.
So it could be.
All right. Then Asperagua says, miso hungry, miso happy, miso soy driven. Like that one. Not bad. Dr. Greger might be an alien. It's a conspiracy. Okay. Well, there we go. You started off good, Asperagua. You should have stopped at the miso hungry, miso happy, miso soy driven. I like that one. All right. Anyway, I think that's it, Doug. Anything else you have today to talk about?
No, that is it. That's
No?
it. I don't know.
Okay.
I'm ready for the week to be over.
Yeah, you got any plans, or is your sickness gonna
I don't
rain on
know.
those
I
plans?
don't know. I had a lot of, I was going to prep the garden and do all these things, but then it was supposed to be thunderstorms all weekend. So I don't know. I'm feeling a little down at the moment, Matt. I'm not going to lie. So
That's
turn this
not good.
around. Got to get that positivity going. Maybe dig in the dirt a little bit. Get back to my roots. Like pull some John Stallion inspo.
Is his name John Stallion? This isn't Vegan Stallion, is it? John
Vegan
Sultan. He's John Sultan.
Sultan. Oh, Sultan. um,
Yeah,
you
you can do
know,
that. You can also stay in and read a book. That's what I like to do, Doug, if I'm not feeling up to going outside and doing something.
that's true. Could do that. Any book recommendation? What should I turn to?
I'm reading one now, a fiction book, first fiction I've tried in a while, called The Three Body Problem. And it was a Netflix show, and that's why I heard about it, but I didn't see the Netflix show, and I've been reading it. It's a science fiction thing. It's a little, I don't know. It's just weird. I wouldn't say I'm in love with it, but it's okay.
Are you into science fiction?
If I'm going to read a fiction book, I think science fiction has the best chance of me being wanting to keep reading and being excited about it. So I wouldn't say I'm into it. I'm not like a big fan of it, but I don't know. It can be good now and then. And not the fantasy stuff. Don't get me wrong. I don't do any of that Voldemort or whatever. What's that big wizard guy? Not Harry Potter, but the Lord of the Rings. I don't even know what Voldemort is.
No, Voldemort is isn't that Harry Potter?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Lord Voldemort. Yeah, that's Harry Potter.
Okay. Well, then there's some other old wizard dude in Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Anyway, no, I don't do fantasy, but it's science fiction. You relax one or two assumptions and keep everything else as it is in the real world.
Gandalf.
Gandalf. Okay. I mean, I don't know if Gandalf is good or bad or anything. Couldn't tell you a bit about Gandalf.
I think Gandalf is good.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Asparago says, I'm enjoying Fallout, the series. I don't know what that is, but if I see it, I'll keep my eyes out. Asparago says, I love you guys. Have a great, happy plant-based vegan day. Good. Yeah.
Thanks.
Thank you, Asparago. I don't know. Sometimes newcomers, I'm worried they're going to be like hardcore carnivores and just start trolling. But no, good.
I think that's the case.
Yeah, not either. Okay. Yeah, good. Thank you, everyone. Doug, hope you feel better. Hope your weekend can be salvaged and you feel better when you wake up tomorrow morning.
I hope so too.